Love's a journey, let's break it down. Heart to heart, we'll turn it around. In the lab with you, grow and thrive. Aubri's Love Lab, where love comes alive.
Hi, my name is Samaya. I am Jamaican born. I grew up in Queens, New York. I met my husband in the military. I feel like my career was great. I got everything I needed out of it, plus him.
Hello, my name is Derrick Jackson. I'm from Andalusia, Alabama. I met my wife at Fort Stewart, Georgia, in Hinesville. A little bit about myself. We were supposed to deploy together. I got a few under my belt, 4 or 5 to be exact, but we were supposed to get one together, and luck behold, it didn't work out. We ended up staying, and it's life now. I never let her go, so.
Hey guys, welcome back to Aubri's Love Lab, the place where we nurture relationships, heal connections, and rediscover self-love, all in the lab. Today we have Rick and Sam, and I'm gonna bring them in. Come on in, guys.
Hello, hello.
Like we're kind of matching a little bit, you know, the dress style and the colors. Sam and Rick, you guys met in the military.
Right.
Yeah,
How did that happen?
he was my boss.
Okay, he was your boss. So what did that look like?
Like he said, we were supposed to deploy and we didn't. So in the military, when you stay behind, it's kind of limited amount of people. There's not a lot of people. So you spend a lot of time with the people that are there because that's all that's there, left behind.
Was it love at first sight kind of energy?
For me.
Oh yeah, that's a whole story. Like in the beginning, I had no idea she was interested at all. So I showed up, of course, like career first. I'm ready to go deploy again. I'm locked down. I'm ready to go. It didn't happen, and we started to spend more and more time with each other. So it went from, all right, I'm gonna taper down a little bit. I'm gonna relax, and I think what was it, a boxing match, right?
Oh, the Mayweather Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, that's what started it all. Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
night. That night. It was that night. I had a fight party, and someone else in our unit had a fight party. He went to that fight party first.
Yeah.
He came to my fight party way after, like, bent. Like, everybody was drunk because
Right.
everybody bet on this fight. I don't know why they bet against Mayweather, but they did anyway. They lost a lot of money, but anyway. So everybody was, like, drunk. And that night it was nothing. Like, we didn't even speak to each other that night. It wasn't even, like, and then his birthday came around, like, a month later, and I was on assignment in Miami, and he was in Miami for his birthday, and we just met up that night, and it's been history ever since.
Yeah. And what year was this?
2015.
Yeah.
We're 10 years in.
Oh yeah.
Okay, when did you guys get married?
2017.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 years after you met is when you got married. Do you guys have children?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We got
Together, we are Brady Bunch. We have 6 kids together.
6 kids together. Okay. 3 boys and that's a good balance. And what are the ages?
19, 18, 15, 12, 10, and 8.
That's quite a bunch. How are you guys able to balance your relationship on top of, you know, being such a huge family?
That's probably our biggest issue is finding our time. Like,
Man.
we're spread out.
Yeah.
And then they all play sports. Like, everybody plays sports. All the boys play football. My oldest daughter, she plays basketball, and the younger 2, they cheer. So, like, we're all over the place at all times. Like,
Right,
24/8. Like, yesterday, we're coming off of a midnight basketball game last night.
Did they win? Did your little ones win? Nice. So we have some champions in there. Okay, so it sounds like you guys spend a lot of time supporting the children. Of course, as a good, strong family, you have to. But you mentioned that it's a space where you're needing to find time for yourselves individually. How are you able to manage that? How do you find time for just you two and such a big Brady Bunch style family?
Well, honestly, recently we just, as crazy as it sounds, just stealing the time.
Go.
We just steal the time because with so many kids, we find ourselves exhausted. a lot of days we're exhausted because they all demand their attention. They all demand their attention. So at the end of the day, it's like, all right, we just want to sleep. And then it's like, I look at her, she's beautiful. She looked at me and like, oh, you're so handsome. And oh, we're asleep. We're out of there. It's over. So recently, where we just went to DC, we had plans to go to Europe. They kind of fell through, and we just made sure we adjusted to
Actually
take our
just
time.
take our time and
Yeah.
not just the flights got messed up and we ended up being stuck in DC and we could have just went home. But I was like, no, I don't care what we do. We're
Right.
gonna stay here. No kids. We have no kids right now. And this is right after a family vacation with the kids. So I'm like, no, I'm not going home right now. And I never been to DC either. Other than driving through, I never actually been to DC. So it's turned out to be pretty fun to just enjoy each other. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, DC is a good city. And also, you know, like you guys mentioned stealing that time. It's like, okay, our trip's canceled, but no, we don't want to go back. Not that you don't want to go back to family, because family is important, but you want to make sure that you have that time for yourself. How long was that time that you guys were able to spend just with the two of you in DC?
Oh, probably about 4 days.
Yeah, 4 or 5 days.
4 days. Yeah.
4 days. So when you guys do have that, you know, time to yourselves outside of the kids, how do you spend that time?
Exploring. Like we are explorers. Like we like finding new things to do, different places to go, and spontaneously too. Because I I feel like every time you plan something, it never goes how you want it to, just because you planned it. Like, but we do things like car dates. Like we'll just get away for a minute from the kids and have a car date. Like we'll go get some food anywhere, sit in the car and just eat at the park and laugh and talk to each other for a minute, just for a minute. But getting away to DC was, we needed that.
Necessary to find that time for you guys outside of the Brady Bunch, which you love, but definitely needing that time to yourselves as a couple. Sam, you mentioned earlier between you and Rick, you guys have 6 kids, but are there kids that are not from you guys' relationship?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me about that?
A little bit. I guess we got Shane. Shane is my second oldest, 18, current high school senior right now. But this is a wild situation. I guess I'll share a little bit. Just kind of young, 19 at the time, in Hawaii. I was stationed in Hawaii, living in paradise, living my best life, and had a kid. Had a kid with a young lady that was in the military, and come to find out, like I said before, I had 5 deployments. I ended up going on a deployment for 15 months and had no knowledge of the situation that was on hand, and ended up discovering when I came back home. So when I got back from deployment, you know, returned in one piece, thank God. So
Thank you for your service, by the way.
no problem, no problem. Immediately just got into involving myself in his life, trying to make sure he was okay, because I'm a firm believer, no child asked to be born. So he decided that he was gonna show up, and I decided that I was gonna stand up. So that's how he came about. And over time, me and the mom were never relationship or together. Some things kind of happened on her end, and he was placed with me. So at that point, I got full custody of him, and as crazy as it sounded, it wasn't long after we met. So it was just a clash of a lot of us forming this gigantic Jackson Hive is really what we call it.
The Jackson Hive.
Yes, that's what we call it. So, yeah.
I had 2 before we got together. And he saved my life too. Like, I kind of left that part out, but that's how we were friends before we were anything. And what got us closer together is he literally saved my life.
How did he save your life?
Long story, I was in like a really bad situation, and Captain America came in.
Saved you, scooped you on up, huh?
Yeah.
Saved each other. Ironically, we saved each other from very similar situations. So while she thought I was a Superman, she was my Superwoman at the same time. So
That's beautiful.
absolutely.
That's beautiful. No, that's amazing. It's beautiful when you're able to kind of come to one another and feel safe and feel like you can be protected and find love, even if you have different situations outside of the two, but then blend what you have going on to make the Jackson Hive. Rick, I have a question. So I find it so commendable that, you went out on a deployment for 15 months to come back and find out that you have a little one on this planet now. How shocking was that for you?
It was very shocking.
Yeah. And at 19, you said.
At 19, yes. He wasn't my first child, so my oldest was maybe approaching a year old at this time.
Okay.
So when he arrived, it was a complete shock. It was completely out of left field.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a military brat myself. Both parents served in the military, and I have a sibling that was raised by my father who's not biologically his. So as that shining example, to see him stand up with my sister and see that every day of my life, I just was like, man, what an amazing man. And I was afforded the opportunity to do that as well. So
And he does it very well because everyone thinks all of our kids are just his. Like, you or mine, like,
You can't tell the difference.
no, unless we say, yeah, these ones are his and these ones are mine. Everybody's like,
man, I could have swore they were all yours. So yeah, that's how we raise them though. One unit.
Yeah.
That's the military, and that's
Yeah.
a one for all, right? So
yeah.
One for all. So what's a typical morning like with this Jackson Hive?
Let's say a Monday morning, school's in session.
And what's a typical morning like for you guys?
Okay. Our high schoolers, they are at school. They're 5 a.m. babies. They wake up at 5 a.m. And all of our kids are driven to school. No one gets on the bus. I hate it.
Why is somebody taking the bus? Just public transit or just personal choice?
Okay, so the school zone that they're in, they love it. We lived close to the school zone when they started, but then we moved, and they just didn't want to leave. And we love it too. So
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
just there. It's only probably about 4 miles away. We don't understand why they're not still zoned because we have the same zip code, but that's
Another conversation for another day.
right.
yeah. But and then like our kids are characters. Like they are very outspoken. We try very hard because I grew up in a single parent household, so I grew up in a household where you had to stay in a child's place. You couldn't speak. You didn't, like, it's like we weren't humans. You didn't have a feeling, like, as a child. So I try to not do that with my kids. So they speak up a lot.
Yeah.
And the
Absolutely.
bus is just something they're just like, we'll protest before we will walk before we take the bus to school. So we kind of just try to be that for them, be there for them in that way. Our older kids, they drive, but not every day. And then right after that, my younger ones, elementary is at 7, and then middle school is at 9. So like by like 9:30, we're finally done dropping kids off from 5 a.m. to 9:30.
Yeah.
And then we try to get things done around the house, the things that we know like the kids need done, work, different appointments,
yeah.
anything that we can get in that time. So, but it doesn't really feel like as much time because 2:30 starts over again,
Right,
like
it's
with the
right around the
pickups
corner.
and again, everybody plays a sport. So some have to be picked up from school and some gotta practice and some gotta be.
It's just
6:30
never
is like I hate 6:30 because it's like everybody has to be somewhere or picked up at the same time,
Okay.
and they're
In
all
different
at
parts.
different.
Right.
Okay.
No, that sounds pretty busy, but it sounds like you guys, I mean, at this point have found a way to manage or find a balance. And I use the word balance a lot, but you found a balance in all the Brady Bunch members being able to be where they need to be, when they need to be at the specific times. Okay. You know, you said something that I loved, and it's something that a lot of people in the millennial age group heard, and even before that, stay in a child's place, you know, maybe speak when spoken to or something in that. And you guys aren't implementing that in your own family right now. You kind of give them the freedom to be expressive and have their opinions and have their thoughts. How is that working for you in comparison to like how your parents navigated, you know, your stay in a child's place energy?
We just talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
With Shawnee and David,
Yeah.
like I feel like it's great. I've never met anyone that's met my kids that are like, oh, they're so rude. Oh, that's disrespectful. Or I've never met anyone like that. Everyone actually loves our kids. Like right now, they're with their friends, and giving them the opportunity to speak up is great for me because I feel like that shunned my personality a lot growing up because I wasn't able to be myself. So it made me shy or closed off in certain rooms, and that's not okay. My kids are bright and vibrant, and I see them around people, and I'm like, wow, those are mine.
And it gives them the opportunity to like express and develop into their authentic selves without, shutting down who it is they want to be or their thoughts or their feelings. And it just sounds like it adds this beautiful Jackson Hive. And no, I love that. I truly love that. One of the things you guys mentioned is wanting to make more time for yourselves or finding time as a couple. In your day-to-day, do you feel like that's possible? Do you feel like you can implement that? Now, I love finding ways for people to help advance their relationships, but if your time is so crunched, is that something that's possible for you, to make that time for yourselves as a couple and your family?
I don't know. I guess I kind of look at it more like it's in season. Right now, like we said, with the athletics, the academic school year, stuff like that going on, 100% sure I'm gonna be wall to wall. But understanding that the summer is coming is very important for us. So we don't ignore that the summer is coming. We make sure that we plan for their summer vacation as well as ours. Because after a long school year, we deserve it. Oh yeah, we deserve it. So that's what we try to do.
Sam, you were gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say he always tells me like every day, like we have to find at least 2 hours because I don't really think it's him. I really think it's me because I'm like I wake up in the morning like with a list of things that I feel like we need to, but do we really need to do it today? Like a lot of times he says that, like, do we really have to do that today?
Right.
Is it something that we could do tomorrow maybe?
Right.
And today we do this. And so I do feel like when it comes to that, it's me. Like he's like, you are 100 miles an hour all the time.
Right.
Rick is like, let's slow down. Let's take some time. We can push this off for another day. So those 2 hours, are those 2 hours per day? Are those 2 hours within the week? How do you find time for the 2, or where would those 2 hours kind of come into play?
And that's the part. We kind of seize the moment as the schedule clears itself in certain times. So like she said, every day would be nice. Every other day is the goal. But 2 hours to go get something to eat, catch a movie, pre-screen the movies before the kids watch it, just things like that. We try to, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak. So.
And it sounds like the car dates, which I've never heard. I've never heard the term car date, but I love it because if you don't have time in the home, but you maybe have time during transit, I feel like that could be a really good space to implement those like 2 hours and maybe, or 3 hours maybe in a week, or like however it works for your schedule. But it sounds like the car dates could be a really cool opportunity to kind of utilize those 2 hours. Do you feel like that's something you guys could, once all the kids are home, the oldest are home, and the youngest, everybody's all together, do you guys feel like maybe, within a week you could spend 3 hours, 4 hours total, having a car date? Do you feel like that's something you could implement?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It sounds to me like you guys have a lot of time that you utilize with family, which of course, but it also sounds like you have spaces where we could at those car dates, maybe have some lunch, or maybe go see a drive-in. There's drive-in movies in Atlanta. I don't know if you guys have done a drive-in, but you might be able to get away with that as well. But I say that'd be a good goal to make for yourself as a couple. If, okay, each week let's try to create 6 hours of time just for, Sam and Rick time, Jackson Hive, Queen and King time, it's our time. And if you guys feel like you can, hold true to that, then that could be a good goal and timing to set so you do have that time for yourself so that you're not just pouring all of everything into the family. So that's something I would recommend, but I just want to make sure that that feels like something that's comfortable for you too.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys seem so well, like just gelled. And I mean, when I think of Jackson Hive, I think Jackson 5/Brady Bunch.
Right.
It's
got a
That's
twist,
exactly
right?
what it is.
Yeah, and it's it's a space where okay, there's so much good here, but I want to see if there's something that we could work on a little deeper. So I think this might be a good space to segment into our relationship game, if you guys are okay with that.
Let's do it.
Okay. How this game is going to work is, Sam, I am going to have you blindfold Rick, And don't look down at the cards. Don't look down there. Don't look down there.
You grow and thrive. Aubrey's love life where love comes alive.
Okay. And tell us where you feel like you fall on this scale.